Fundamentals of data design. This video provides a high-level overview of the data design process. Your data design is a conceptual and structural exercise. Its purpose is to ensure that your data is as efficient and clean as possible before you start creating an actual database. Data design describes the process of organizing your app's data so that it operates efficiently, updates easily, and expands readily. It's important to understand the relationships between data and your app's operation. Your app, of course, runs on data. Every app uses data, even the simplest apps. A simple clock, for example, running off the app's processor still requires time data. The way your data is organized and moved or processed has a huge impact on your app's efficiency and, of course, on your user's experience. As you're thinking about your data design, there are several important things to keep in mind. First, what data types are you working with? Graphics and text are the most common types of data you will serve, although multimedia, audio, and video, as well as 3D experiences, are not far off at all. Note that for now, we're concerned with the types of data as your users will encounter them. In the coding course, we will drill deeper into the actual types into which your data falls, such as integers, characters, and so forth. You'll also be concerned with your data's properties, which includes the characteristics that identify your data, or its attributes. For example, name, location, description, size, currency, are all examples of data attributes. You'll also want to design for your data's relationships, which describes how the pieces of data relate to one another, and how each piece of data relates to the whole. To design your data, you'll accumulate a list of each data type your app will use and their various attributes. For example, you might have text data that has the attribute address, or graphic data that has the attribute streaming media feed. Then you'll determine where the data is now, which is its current data structure. It may be offline, maybe on the app, it may be in an online source. And then finally, you'll establish the data relationships. What data fits together? For example, data with attributes name, location, and phone number might fit together with a particular record. Or you want to know what data encompasses other data. For example, an assembly might fit with a subassembly. You'll continue this process until you've dealt with each piece of data your app will use and its attributes. At that point, you can begin to think in terms of the output of your data design process, which is your data design document. It can be produced as a set of descriptions or a spreadsheet. You may use a flowchart or any sort of graphic or verbal representation that shows your data types, attributes, and the relationships. You must clearly identify the data you'll be using as to its type and attributes, your data source, and any relationships you identify between the pieces of data. This has been a brief overview of developing a data design document.